Today, we are starting our third panel discussion. Welcome to all of you. Is there a thing called zero touch CX possible? And what does it mean for telcos? We are investigating this much deeper today with panelists who have amazing experience in making change happen. I'm delighted to introduce Mark Austin, and he's VP looking at data science and driving number of really groundbreaking innovations. And you just talked about something which Rahul will declare a little bit more detail when he does his moderation. With that, I also invite Rahul to do the moderation of the session. He's our Senior Vice President, Service Delivery in Americas. Welcome, Rahul.
Thank you.
Welcome, Nevash.
Thank you.
You are the global head for telcos at Databricks. So we're looking at listening stories from you on making, identifying how to get data to solve issues before customers know about them, and to anchor our role in Americas with all the networks through to customers, business, and technology expertise. Inviting Manish Mangal to join the panel. He's our president and head of America's communications business.
I think all of us know that the desire to have a zero touch customer experience is not new, right? But what's elevating the conversation now is the real power of agentic AI and the advancement that has been happening in the data platforms. So, Mark, we can start with you. And my question is that AT&T has huge number of customer base in wireless, wireline industry for consumers and enterprises. And in your role, I'm sure you're dealing with number of use cases and humongous amount of data, right? How are you seeing the real shift from the reactive customer experience to the predictive one, and how you are seeing these changes happening where uh, you're not just detecting the problems, but you are also able to solve them before they become a problem for your customers.
Yeah,
How are you seeing this in AT&T?
yeah. So good question. Let me first talk with what does it look like from a customer? What does zero touch customer experience look like? For us, it looks like the customer doesn't notice. The network is reliable. They don't have to call. Zero touch from their point of view because they don't have to get involved, right? We want that. And we've gotten good at it so much that AT&T now guarantees it. We have the AT&T guarantee. Okay, so you can rely on us. If not, we give you your money back. Now the how is how do you get there? And this is not new. It's been a journey, and we're processing this thing. There's millions and millions of signals per day. We're predicting whether there looks like an issue. Now that's how you get there ahead of the customer. You find those things, right? Now we've been doing that, I would say, until the Chat GPT moment.
From there, we will move to you, Nevash. You are working with many global telcos in your role. Uh, what's really have been your observation? What's really is the difference between the ones who are really ahead in the journey towards zero touch automation, zero touch customer experience versus the ones who are still stuck in isolated use cases? What's the differentiation you're seeing there?
So overall, I mean, as you know, the telecom industry is a very large one. It's a $2.5 trillion industry globally, and at Databricks, we are leading that industry around the whole world. There are definitely leaders, and there are definitely laggards, and there are definitely a lot of customers in the middle. Now, what we have seen is that if you try an isolated use case here or there, you're never going to achieve the optimal advantage. But when you do, for example, what AT&T has done, it's the same sets of data. When you look at your customer data and you look at your network data in a very unified, open format, you can start to see pattern. What we see is that the ones who are successful, they start with the outcomes. What is it that you want to achieve? When you have because some telecoms, I mean, at a high level, everybody wants the same thing. Great customer experiences, revenue growth, efficiency, autonomous networks, and no fraud. They would be like the 5 big pillars that every telecom wants. But when you start to prioritize and you start to focus on the outcomes you're achieving, it's a much clearer approach and path to align your data, secure your data.
Manish, will come to you. Uh, you, in your current avatar in Americas as well as your previous roles globally, you have worked with many telcos, right? And you are running one of the largest telco GSI business right now. So, what patterns and what key patterns you are observing right now, where telcos are trying to move from where they are into the real zero-touch customer experience?
I think I really honestly feel this is probably the most exciting time for the telecom industry. And the reason I say it is that, preface the question that Rahul asked by saying that the operator has been on this journey over a period of time about whether I build, whether I buy, right? And the concept has always been, look, technology is provided by somebody else, and our role is to integrate, put it together, and deliver it to the customer with a full experience. I think you are now entering into the era where you are going to build a lot. And your launch of these LLMs is honestly a big step in that direction, and you're leading the path because we have always said that the operators have ton of data. How do you monetize the data? You don't monetize by selling to somebody, but you monetize by using it. Everybody is on the same path, except that what we see from AT&T is, of course, is a leading edge capability in driving build of an LLM. But worldwide, everybody's trying to figure out a lot of data strategy. How do I unify the data in a way I work with a clean data and build actual things on top of it?
That worldwide we are seeing that there are a lot of people who are doing POCs, who are seeing success in the pocket, but the real challenge comes when it comes to scaling to the enterprise grade and adopting across the organization. And Mark, looks like AT&T has found a way to crack this. I just want to ask on behalf of the audience that what kind of barriers you guys have seen and seeing actively in this journey.
Yeah. So I think what I see of others, there's this amazing report that came out that MIT is saying like 95% of kind of AI stuff makes it's hard to get to actual production, is what they say. We haven't seen that, but the formula that we have is that we have a very structured way that we do it. It starts with the CFO cutting the people's budget, so everybody's motivated. And then we do stack rank of ideas. We pull the money in place, and everybody's competing to try to get the best value, okay? And this is how we stack rank hundreds of use cases. And then we have the platform, to your point. You start with a common platform, so you get reuse. So not everybody is reinventing the wheel when you're doing these things, and that's how you get started. Now, the new thing, I'll just kind of talk about some of the challenges or barriers, possibly. Agents is the new thing. You look around the conference this year, possibly a little bit last year, you see agents there. But what are the metrics that matter with agents? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking a lot about that today, and kind of came up with the 3 E's. Okay, so the 3 E's, I call it earnings, efficiency, and effectiveness. So what you want to do is you want to build a framework that kind of is the same agents, and you're just giving them different configurations. So workflows per agents is the efficiency metric. Okay, so if you have a different set of agents for every workflow, you fail. That's a ratio of 1, right? So you want many workflows for a small number of agents. That's the efficiency piece. The last piece is effectiveness, and this is where you have to grade them. Do your agents work? Okay, what's the evals on them? Are they getting the right accuracy? And I think the whole industry is figuring out how to do that.
I want to understand from your lens that we have these analytics models for years, right? But now what we are seeing is that it's moving from just predictive analytics to really AI doing customer interventions at real time. So from your vantage point, what exactly is changing? What exactly is shifting that is making this happen?
Well, I mean, I think the first thing is that everybody wants to achieve an outcome or result. And if you get into the analysis paralysis space, you're going to always be analyzing, but not actually delivering an impact to your customer or to your earnings or to your efficiency. So, we still meet with many customers who are able, for example, but the part that's really critical now is creating those applications to say, we recognize that you're at a 60% churn probability, and we recognize that you are not that happy, and we recognize that you come from a family of three. You individually have a plan each. They expire at different points in the journey. We could actually bundle it up, add a bit of Netflix, combine it with your fiber network. Maybe we look at where you're located geographically. You're more prone to bad weather conditions. So we sell a backup modem to you. And once you do that, and that is the part I think that's most critical.
Manish, my last question to you before we hand it off to audience if they have any question. Uh, Obviously, we talked about moving from isolated use cases to a real zero-touch customer experience journey. Uh, how you want to tell the audience that Tech Mahindra is helping our customers in achieving that?
First, thank you. Thanks, Rahul, for that question. Actually, I think we are in a very privileged position, honestly, to be able to help drive that. We have three segments of our business in terms of the capabilities that we have built over the period of time. One is the customer care and the customer management. So we have a very large business units which basically are responsible for really taking the calls from the customer. So they have a very first-hand information about what customers are actually saying whenever they are calling. So you get a lot of intelligence and the data built around why do customers even call first? And what happens when they call and how do you resolve them and what sort of their journey looks like it, right? So we have a great understanding of that. Second is that we are a IT platform transformation partner for the telecom industry that allows us to look at actually what happens behind the curtain in terms of those platforms. The kind of digital platforms that customer engage with when they are acquiring a service, the kind of digital platforms that the agents take advantage of while they are actually interacting and solving the customer problems. So we have a lot of deep tech knowledge when it comes to what it means actually to build those platforms that customers actually eventually get access to. And the third is we have a very strong engineering capabilities when it comes to the network as well as other assets, the infrastructure assets, because they all feed into the experience of the customer. So when we put ourselves together in the shoes of a telecom operator and say how we actually help them eventually enable what matters to the business, which is customer experience that drives revenue and profitability, we kind of put our capabilities together of, looking at from a customer lens, looking from an engineering lens, looking from a platform lens, and with the partners like Databricks becoming the data evolution and as a core of it, we believe that we are in that unique position where we can actually help look the entire life cycle of a customer.
Thank you,
Brilliant.
Mark,
Thank you.
and thank you all the panelists for joining us and having this interesting conversation. Really appreciate your views.